guys coming in off a big road win, first time that Rochester has been beaten in 24 games there. What, carry that back home now? That momentum?
We hope so. I think, as I said after the game, I think the players deserve tremendous credit. I think they hadn't been beaten in 24 games, and that's a very tough place to go. I thought with some good opportunities, and as I say, very, very proud of the guys and how hard they worked. It was a great win for us.
Short turnaround. What do you all do to kind of get refocused back on Montreal now?
Toronto.
Oh, is it Toronto?
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I think for us, obviously, make sure that we get some recovery. We travelled back yesterday, long enough journey. So again, rest, recovery, and then make sure that we are aware of Toronto's threats. And they've got good pace in the team. They've got some good young players. So, yeah, I mean, for us, it's a case of rest, recovery, and then analysis.
First day of summer, you got to deal with the heat. Everybody does. How do you change things, or do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's probably not going to get much hotter than it did Saturday night for a 6 o'clock kickoff and on the turf. I think that was really hot. So it's something we're mindful of. I think, obviously, the warmer temperatures, you need to try and make sure players are hydrated, eating well, making sure that recovery is good. So there's lots of factors that we need to consider going into the game tomorrow night. As you say, heat will be one of those factors. My mind is completely on Toronto. Big game for us tomorrow night. We've got Toronto. As I say, they've got some really good players. They've got a lot of pace in their team. So I'm fully concentrated on Toronto.
What can you tell us about Toronto? What do they bring to the table?
As I said, they've got some really good young players. There's a lot of pace in their team. They've got Hundle, they've got Edwards, they've got Job who'll come back in. He was suspended at the weekend. He'll be available. Johnson. All really quick players. They've got probably, when you look at the MLS teams, Toronto, New York, Orlando, they all have sort of built academies that are conveyor belts of talent. Even in the West, you look at Vancouver. There's a young boy, 15-year-old from Vancouver, who's playing in their USL team. So I think a lot of these MLS teams put a lot of finance into academy developing young players, and the USL is a part of that. Once they come out of the academy, they have an opportunity to come and play in the USL. And you find with a lot of the MLS teams, they give young players an opportunity to come and play. And in Toronto's instance, they've got a lot of pace with these young players.
With Andrew Goldman scoring the goal the other night, do you kind of see him being productive like that moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, Andrew's productive, not just in his goal scoring. I think by the way he plays, I think he's got good receiving skills. He can create. He's very capable of scoring goals. It was very pleasing for us to see Andrew go and score. But I think when you look at Andrew's performances, I think he has been productive, not just in scoring goals, creating goals. I think his work rate as well goes unnoticed, and set pieces against, he's a good presence in there as well. So there's lots of factors where Andrew's considered that we look at and think, yeah, we really like.
For you all to still be unbeaten on the road in USL play, why do you think you'll have been so strong in road games?
I think mentality comes into play. I think that's something we speak a lot to the guys about, making sure you're fully focused. I think when we play on a bigger pitch, I think that suits us. I think we play expansive football, so when you want to keep the ball and spread out in simpler terms, I think the bigger the pitch, the better it is. So I think for us, we enjoy playing on those bigger pitches as well, because it gives us a chance to maybe possess and dominate the game like we try to do.
Pretty deep into the season now. Any fitness issues, long-term, short-term?
No, we didn't issue the weekend. Illy picked up a bit of sickness. He was on the bench, but we couldn't use him. Not sure if it was a bit of food poisoning, but that didn't help. But no, I mean, we've got, by and large, everyone is okay. There's a few bumps and bruises which you'd expect, but we've nothing long-term, which is pleasing.
Marc Anthony Pay used to play for Toronto. I mean, do you see that as, him having any inside information you guys could use for that?
Well, I mean, I don't know whether we get inside information. I don't know if anyone speaks to him in Toronto. No, I mean, I think for Marc, obviously, he'll be really excited to be playing against his old team. I think when you look at any of our players who go back and play against the team that they've just come from, they always want to go and do well. So it'll be the same for Mark. I'm sure he speaks to a lot of the guys. I know when we played them up there, he spoke to the coaching staff and to the players. So for Mark, I'm sure it's a game he's looking forward to, as I hope all our guys are, because it's a big game for us.
Have you had a chance to follow the summer international tournaments very much?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Saturday was a big game for Ireland as well, so I was glued to that. So hopefully Ireland can, I don't want to say beat Italy, but I mean, it's a huge task for us. But no, I've been watching the games. A team I actually love to watch is Chile. I think when you look at Chile, they're an unusual sort of team. Not too many people would look at Chile and pick them out as a team to watch, but if anyone gets an opportunity to watch Chile, I suggest you watch them. I mean, the result the other night was indicative of how they've been playing, but I mean, they've got some really good players, and I love how they play. They play quick attacking football, so
I'm sure the Mexicans are impressed.
I don't know about impressed, but I mean, I'm sure they were. I'm sure they're licking the wounds for sure after that. I mean, I thought that was an excellent performance from Chile. As I said, they've got some really good players, so it's a great tournament to watch.
And you guys are starting early tonight because the USA men's team's playing. Where are they, do you think?
Huge challenge for them, obviously, playing against Argentina. You look at the quality of Messi, Higuain. I mean, there's some incredible talent. So I think from the USA's standpoint, it's a game where there's no pressure on them. I think everyone expects Argentina to win the game. So I think from the USA standpoint, it's a game I'm sure they're looking forward to, and I'm going to try their utmost to cause a bit of an upset.